I'd like to call upon Ms. Karen Danielson, representing the Muslim American Society.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I start in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum. I'm really humbled to be in the presence of so many people who have dipped their feet in the waters of interfaith dialogue and more interfaith service. And I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. And I say these things because very shortly, as we head into the new year, I will be entering into my 30th year of practicing Islam. So it was 30 years ago when I was a young woman, much younger than today, and I accepted Islam. So my family has been always a mixed bunch of people, some practicing Christian, religious, non-religious. And I've always felt the need, personally, to build bridges. As I moved into the Muslim community, I did not want to move out of my Christian community. So this caused some difficulties. I've experienced great friendships, and I've lost dearly some dear friends. And it's always been on the crest of Islam or Christianity. And that's been difficult. And so I work very hard. And I'm blessed to be involved with groups of people who don't wish for those kinds of divides to divide them, but they will embrace those differences and look for the goodness between each other and join hands in serving our Creator so that we can bring out a best and better society. I've been blessed to work in interfaith for nearly that 30 years as well. And I can tell you that in the beginning of that time, Christians and Muslims were mostly in debate. And I'm talking in the early 80s, mid-80s, late 80s. There was who was right, who was wrong. And that was very troublesome. As we moved into the 90s, we saw dialogue. Well, let's hear what you have to say. No proselytization going on, no forced conversions going on. Let's just hear what each other has to say. And that was great as well. A lot of these relationships started, we heard a little bit about each other, nothing stuck too long. As we passed through 9/11 and suffered greatly the consequences of that event, many of us anyway, realized that we have to really work harder and try to make the bonds stronger and try to promote goodness and develop what is a very difficult thing to develop, and that is trust. To be able to trust each other. And so dialogue and activities have changed and evolved, and I witnessed that in my lifetime. And I'm very grateful and blessed about that. And so we form ITAB. And this is different. This is new. Why? For 30 years, we come to events, we leave the events. We come to another activity, we leave the activity. Some of us have felt as if we were just token participants at the table that somebody else set. But ITAB is different. And this is testimony to the progress that interfaith activity and dialogues have gone to. This is testimony that now we are official. We have come together officially. We have agreed with each other to do something that others have only dipped their toe in to test the waters. So years ago, the building bridges, which I like to call, and I don't know why it hasn't come up yet, but as I write notes about the path builders along the CalSag, all my notes say trailblazers. You guys are trailblazers. You know, our youth that come together to put this path along the CalSag you're making a path for walking and biking and such, but really you're trailblazers. You are forging a trail that few have done before. And that is another testimony. And what I'm trying to say is that years ago, I used to bring youth groups together. I remember showing up at St. Fabian's in Bridgeview with a van full of Muslim teenagers, and my Christian partner or friend at the St. Fabian's would have her students, her teenage students, and they would huddle in a circle, and my kids would huddle in a circle, and then we would go off to a pad shelter, and we would clean up, and we would paint, and there was some talking, and it was great, and then everyone went home. That's why ITAB is different, because ITAB is formed, official, it's bonded. This is a great thing. This is progress. And I am so happy that Allah has blessed me, that God, my Creator, has blessed me. And